What's going on, guys? It's Jay, and today is Tuesday, July 7th of 2020. There's that beautiful ride through Landgraf, West Virginia of McDowell County in the valley of those beautiful mountains. It's starting to get really lush and green and full in here. There are about 3 different types of berries that are producing through these valleys right now. And it's pretty awesome. We've been harvesting blackberries, wineberries. We've been harvesting blueberries at home. But starting out today, I am working the rest of the beans with one of those tillers that Sky let me use. This is a Honda tiller, and we still have about 8 or 9 rows of beans to work today. I can't quite remember how many it was, but I'm taking the tiller through there, getting a little bit of that done. And that's Felicia on the right side of the screen, busting down some cardboard boxes. We're going to get in here and do some cardboarding in our nightshades in between our tomatoes and peppers in the future, so that's pretty exciting. Not sure exactly when we're going to get in there, but we definitely are going to get in there. I'm taking the tiller on down to the bottom part of the field to do a little bit of work down there. There are tomatoes and stuff down there.
What's going on, guys? Today is Tuesday, July 7th, and we're doing some tilling today. We're down in the lower part of the farm. You can see that this is that corn that we got worked. We had some issues with the tiller on and off, but we got it all done. We got a little bit tilled in the previous videos, and we did some tiller maintenance, and we did a little bit of work up in the upper part of the farm yesterday, tilling some beans with Sky and Marshall up there, and Felicia was also there. And today we brought the tiller down here. Sky let me use one of his tillers to finish out the stuff that we got down here. I ran through all of the peppers. These were all those peppers that we put in. And there is 3.5 rows of peppers in here. It's pretty awesome. We got all of those done. We finished tilling out all of the beans. And the beans are getting pretty tall. I'll take you in and show you those guys. Look at those rows of beans. Beans, beans, beans. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 1,400 feet of beans. There's a little bit more than 1,400 feet because there's a half short row on the other side. But there's 2 different types of beans in there. There's Blue Lake Bush beans, and then there's contender beans. That's pretty awesome. Felicia's been breaking down cardboard today. She broke down all this cardboard. She got all of that cardboard broke down while I was getting the tilling done. Sorry about that, guys. I had to change a battery and that train was going by. So I took the opportunity to switch my battery out. That way I could finish what I was saying. These are the tomatoes that we put in. And look how big they're getting. Let's see if you can get a comparison. They're about 3 feet tall. And I'm trying to talk over that train engine there, but we come in a couple nights ago and we put these trellises up, the second and third layer of trellis on the first set of tomatoes here. And look at this guy. These are the cherry tomatoes. The next row is the brandywine tomatoes, and then the 2 in front of that are Cherokee Sun and Hillbilly tomatoes, which is pretty awesome. I was in here the other day and I spotted a few of the first cherry tomatoes. They're all setting flowers. They're at about 2.5 to 3 feet tall, so we're not going to clip any more flowers. We're going to let them go ahead and start making those tomatoes. We just put the third line up, the third tier of trellis on the first row of tomatoes, and we're already ready for the fourth. So they're growing pretty fast at this point, which is pretty awesome. And now I'm going to go over to this side. This is that tiller that Sky let me use. And we're going to put this guy back on the truck in just a minute. Let me set the camera up here so I can pull the wheel out, and I'll take you on down the garden. This wheel is pretty cool. You just pull it out and it locks in place just like that. And you put it up when you're tilling. This is the 5th and 6th row of tomatoes. These are the tomatoes we got from Jenny Totten. They're almost ready to be trellised. They're ready to be trellised. We're going to get in here as soon as we can and get the first line of trellis on these. Most of these have reached 12 inches tall, which is pretty awesome. The next plant that we are projecting to go in front of these is 200-foot rows of eggplant, which is pretty awesome. I want to maybe do some more melons over here in the front. I haven't decided yet. This is where we put those prolific squash. We have 25 heels of prolific squash, and they're coming in great. We have a 100-foot row there. We've got them spaced out 4 feet apart where they can make nice little bushes. I'm thinking about bringing the tractor in here in between these tomatoes and this row of healed squash and running the disc through here. I haven't decided yet. I think that's the route that I'm going to go before I decide to plant anything in there. Check this out. The thistles on the edge of the garden are setting flowers. Look how beautiful that is. We have some other types of flowers in here. There's all kinds of different types of flowers in here, actually. Check out these flowers. Nice blue beauties. That's not their name, but I will put a description of their name over top of the video right where I messed the name up. It's okay. We're having fun today. Look at these sunflowers. These are those Mammoth Sunflowers. They're starting to come out and do wonders, which is pretty awesome. We ran the tiller all the way down through here. I'm going to take you guys through the brassica patch. We haven't had any more damage since we did the neem oil treatment on these. Neem oil is an organic product. It's made from the neem tree. It's an insecticide, a fungicide, and a miticide. It serves 3 different purposes. It's going to protect the bees and butterflies and things like that. If used properly, it won't kill those types of things, all your beneficials. It'll keep the caterpillars and the cabbage loopers and all of the bugs off of your plants. We haven't found any more damage since we treated. There's Felicia pulling some weeds over there around the Brussels sprouts, and they are getting big and full over here. Look at these guys. See, this was the first damage that was done by those small caterpillars. So she's finding a few cabbage loopers and eggs, but it's okay because it's almost time to come in here and treat again. It's okay to use that neem oil product every 7 to 10 days to make sure that you get everything. But overall, the pest management is under control. There's not a lot of damage. I don't mind if they're in there a little bit because you need those types of things. You want a full ecological system going on, and if you don't have pests in there, then you're not getting the best food. I think we're probably going to come in and harvest some cucumbers today. These are those cucumbers, and look, we've got some pretty good size ones, so we're going to be taking some out today. I will show you what that looks like. We'll do a time lapse of that as we're taking these cucumbers out. We're going to take them before we leave today. And these are those second planting of crookneck squash. They're starting to set their flowers, which is pretty awesome. We have watermelon back here on the back. There is 3 rows of watermelon, or 2.5 rows of watermelon, because we interchanged that to sugar baby pumpkins. Those are the crimson sweet watermelon. And it looks like that we have a lot of the beetles under control, which is pretty awesome. There's still a few cucumber beetles in here, and a few of the other beetles, but the plants are growing faster than what they can eat. And I did spot some baby praying mantises in here. We brought some cocoons in that we found at home on the fence, and I have baby praying mantises at home. There are plenty of those. I should have got some pictures, but I will get some pictures of those. The cutest little things that you ever will see. They come in and protect the garden, and they are beneficial for the whole thing. And look at these pumpkins. These pumpkins are full of flowers. That is pretty awesome. I love these. The way these things run and grow. It's quite beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. Cucumbers are looking full. Look at all those flowers. We're gonna have to do a little bit of training. We've been training these cucumbers to grow along the fence, and it's been working out wonderful so far. Look under there, there's 2 cucumbers. There's cucumbers to take off of just about every plant in here. And we're gonna come in today and take them out. So keep rocking it with us, and we're gonna kick you into a time lapse and harvest these cucumbers and see what we can get out of here.
Before we harvest the cucumbers, I have to go back up the field and get our harvest bucket. Felicia's pulling some weeds in the brassicas until I get back down there, but we are about to pick cucumbers, guys. I'm excited. We've been watching a few of them hangle and dangle on that fence all year, and now it's time to get in there and pick some, because we're going to make pickles at some point this week, and I can't wait.
How many you see on that side? Yeah, that's good. One's ready. When you start to see the tip get light like this, let me see them. No, the snippers. Yes. Come through and take these out. There you are. They're not going to get a whole lot bigger than that.
To get as big as they can, they get bigger. Never had this.
So what we're doing now, guys, we're going in and clipping the bigger cucumbers out, and she's going to clip them from that side. I'm going to clip them from this side, and we're going to train the vines as we go, because the vines are growing pretty fast. And we're in here almost every other day training these vines up, which is pretty awesome. We've already gotten 3 cucumbers off the first 2 bushes so far. I'm not seeing any on my side yet, so I'm going to pass these back to you. The majority of them is going to be on your side where we planted the hills. Some of them are going to be dangling through where we're training them. But we're going to kick you back into a time lapse, and you can watch us harvest cucumbers. So keep rocking it with us.
So now we're back in the time lapse. We're just going to run down through these cucumbers and trellis them as we go. Pick cucumbers off as we go. Squash any kind of beetles or bugs as we go. And now that the video has already been filmed, I'm happy to announce that we didn't find any beetles or bugs in there, so that's pretty awesome. There are a few over on the squash, and there's one plant in particular that has a few beetles on it, so I kind of told a little fib there, but we're going to handle that. We're not worried about it. We're totally going to handle that next couple of days. We have some stuff on the way. I believe I told you about it, but you're going to have to wait and find out what that is. I'm not going to go into any more details right now, so you can just keep checking it out, the time lapse, and I'll talk again in a minute.
So check it out, guys. We've gotten 8 cucumbers off of our trellis up till today. They was coming on kind of slow, and now they're starting to throw off a little bit heavier. I don't know exactly how many we picked today, but I will get a count when we get back up to the truck out of this patch. But I can show you in the bucket real quick. We filled up 1/3 of a 5-gallon bucket, so I know there is at least 15 cucumbers there. We'll find out, but I'm super excited in here because we had 2 hills that something pulled the watermelon plants out of the hills when we first put them in here. And I think we might have ran over one driving in here, but I know for a fact that something pulled out one of the hills and left it to die on the ground. I don't know if it was a deer trying it out to see if it liked it and decided that it didn't, but it pulled it up. And the whole point of the story is we had 2 empty hills. We come in and seeded some different types of watermelon. These are Moon and Star watermelon, and they have popped out today or sometime last night. They haven't been out longer than that. But that's the first hill. Felicia's pulling some of that water weed out of here. That's one of our trouble areas, but that cardboard definitely helps keep it down. And this is the other hill. We've got 1, 2, 3 watermelons in there. Those would be Moon and Star watermelon. It's pretty cool. These watermelons are starting to sprawl out on the ground, and that is pretty awesome. So we're going to kick you back into a time lapse and just have a look at this patch. Have a look at these squash. They are filling out nicely. Very, very nice. These are those Acorn Squash that we put in. That's a bush type squash. I'm kind of excited to see what those are going to look like. And these are the first hills of crookneck squash that we put in. And that's pretty awesome. Look at that little squash right there. Look at this little squash right here. Pretty cool, guys. We've got squash coming in, and I'm excited about it. I don't think we're going to be getting a whole lot of squash in the first harvest until all the other hills catch up, but the more yellow flowers we get in here, the more pollinators is going to be attracted. So that's pretty awesome. But I'm gonna kick you back into a time lapse, and we're going to eradicate some of this water weed in these trouble patches, and then we're going to get out of here for a while. It's 10:18 a.m. and we've already been here for, let's see, for 3 hours. So we're going to kick you back into a time lapse and keep rocking it with us. Check it out, guys. This is a sugar baby pumpkin. Our pumpkins have flowers on them, and now they're getting pumpkins, which is pretty awesome. Felicia found it, surprised me with it, and we found about 3 or 4 more small pumpkins in the pumpkin patch. And she just discovered that the watermelons, the watermelon water babies, they have flowers on them, which means that to follow our watermelons, look at those yellow flowers on those watermelons. We're going to start training these vines to grow laterally like that, where we can keep a flat row or a straight row. Flat row, where'd that come from? Okay, we're going to get on up through here, and I'll give you another live video when we get up there and count the cucumbers. We're going to load up the tiller. We're going home for a while. It's starting to get hot. We got a pretty good bit of work done. We're going to come back later on and do some more at another time. So keep chilling, rocking it with us.
Yeah, it's time to go. So we're going to load up the truck, load up the tiller, load up the gas. We're going to get out of here, load up the camping chairs or resting chairs, and we're driving on home. It's time to go home, so that's what we're going to do. But not before I get some pictures of some flowers. There are beautiful flowers that grow all along the edge of the garden. different times of the year. I like to try to provide pictures and names of the flowers as we discover them. I don't exactly know what all is in here. We put a bunch of different wildflower seeds, and there's some seeds that we know what they are. There's some flowers that come up wild, but we're going to drive back through those fields, and it looks like we have spotted a Sky and a Marshall, and it looks like they're getting the tractor ready to plant some more beans. So I'm kind of changing up my plans a little bit, getting ready to take Felicia on home. That way she can do her thing, and I'm going to come back and help these guys on my way back right now. Pirate's life for me. Just kidding. Not kidding. But it's time to get out and make a game plan. They've got the seeder loaded up. They're ready to plant some beans. Marshall's going to go in here and plant some beans. And I'm planning on taking that tiller down through the cabbage, get the cabbage done, and we'll see what else we can get done after that. At this point, the only plan was to get the cabbage done. So that's what I'm doing. Sky and Marshall is on the left side of the screen planting beans, and I'm just going down through those that cabbage patch and the collard plants. And I decided to go ahead and run through all of the zucchini that we put in. The zucchini is looking great. It's starting to get bigger, but this water weed is coming in, and that's what we don't want. We're not going to allow that to happen this time. We can't handle it. It's getting a little bit hot in the day, so I'm taking a little bit of a water break, a little bit of a coffee break, and I'm going to jump right back into it. So check it out, guys. We're down here in the upper fields, up at Sky's end of the farm, and we're in here working the zucchini today. I've been tilling in the zucchini patch. We planted these zucchini for Jenny Totten. So Jenny, check this out. If you're watching this, zucchini is on the way. Look at these are the seed that we got from you. There are 7 rows, and each row is 78 feet long. Marshall and Sky are over there planting another crop of beans. We came in yesterday, did some tilling in the beans at the upper end of the field where we planted the second time this year, and I did a little bit of tilling in the cabbage patch and the collard plants, and they're out there marking out these rows of beans. I think they're putting in contender beans, another crop of those. A little bit earlier we went down and worked the beans down in my fields, and now we're up here doing a little bit of work in these right here. But I'm gonna kick you back into a time lapse right here and work on these zucchini and these squash some more. Take a short coffee break, and I'm gonna kick you back into a time lapse. So like I was saying, we have 7 rows of zucchini at 78 feet long, and we have 4 rows of straight neck squash in here, 78 feet long. So we got quite a bit growing on in this area. I had to gas up the tiller, and we're going to take a short lunch break before we jump back into it. It's already been a long day for me, and these guys have been here a while too. So we're going to finish out what we got going on and growing on down here today. Get all this tilling done, knock this water weed down. I can come back in behind it and pull some of it out or weed eat it down. I don't know yet. Probably do a little bit of both. Whatever it takes to get the job done. Keep that stuff knocked down and handled. And I'm almost finished, it looks like, coming through. So we're going to move on to the next task. And the next task is going to be weed eating out around these seed beans and in the front part of the corn patch, the first corn patch. That way we can keep that water weed knocked down in there. We're going to go through and hand weed out some of the beans so we can see them. But now the day is winding down to an end. It's been a really long day. Getting the rest of the seeds out of the tractor, loading up the tools, And we're about to get out of here, guys. It's been a long time, long day. We're already at 25 minutes in the video, and most of the video is on time lapse, sped up 5 times the time lapse, some of them. So we're discussing a plan for the future and plans for the future before we leave and get out of here and go home. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope it was enjoyable, hope it was entertaining, hope it was informational, inspirational, and all of the above. Get out there and grow something. Let me know what you got growing on. If you like the video, hit the like down below, subscribe for more videos, hit the notification bell for updates on future content and new videos, and until next time, can you dig it?